What is your American dream?
My American dream is for everyone to walk around freely and comfortable and not being afraid to show who they are.
My American dream is to help my people from my community.
My American dream is for people to be aware of different cultures and traditions and to be respectful of each other, of all those differences, because America is actually built by immigrants. We are all immigrants in this country.
My American dream is to continue doing what I'm doing and educating people about who we are as Mexicans, what we have to contribute to this country, and we are part of this country. Let's not forget that.
My American dream is for everybody to know that I'm not a bad man, that I'm really capable to do a lot of stuff in the best way possible, always with love, with respect, and with that passion that is a characteristic of us Mexicans.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Oh, that's so interesting. I did not even know that person was on the ballot. Oh, hello everybody. Groundhog Sam here. I'm just catching up on all the candidates for the election tomorrow. Now, obviously, groundhogs cannot vote. However, you know I'm a very precocious, involved groundhog, and I want to make sure everybody on the team knows who their candidates are for tomorrow, and that if they all go and vote, they've all told me they're going to. Very, very important. Get out there and vote, and if you can't vote because of your immigration status, go tell a friend who can vote that they better go vote. Anyway, that's the Groundhog Sam lecture for today. Did you miss Friday's episode of Bradshaw Live? Well, in case you did, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias visited the Day of the Dead celebration in New York City. And we learned what the Mexican celebration is all about, that it's to celebrate and honor those who have passed away, that it's a 3,000-year-old holiday, and that it's very different than Halloween, even though people get confused because it happens right around the same time. So that was really cool. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for! Bradshaw Live is about to begin! Enjoy!
Oh, I gotta get comfortable here. I wasn't comfortable. Welcome, everybody. Woo! It's hot in here, too. I'm wearing a sweater. But I'm live. Welcome, everybody. It's Bradshaw Live. I always start the show off a little weird. I was like sitting like this, you know, like waiting. Me and Kim are talking and chatting. We're having like this depressing conversation, right? We were having a depressing conversation. So I'm like, boy, you really depressed me. Thank you very much,
No
Kim.
problem, Brad.
Yes, but Kim got, you know. So then all of a sudden I hear Jilly go 3, 2, 1. I'm like, oh wait, I've got to get comfortable here. So what? This is the camera. Welcome everybody. It's Bradshaw Live. It is Monday, November 5th. Monday, November 5th. That is today. I am joined by Belgium Kim. Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias is rehearsing for his off-Broadway debut. Yes, you know, we talked about it on Friday.
Okay,
it's okay.
We're allowed to talk about
yeah, we're allowed
it
to talk about it. He's going to be off-Broadway mid-December for 2 or 3 days in a show that kind of, I guess, satirizes Soul Train.
Soul Train, yeah.
Right. I don't know what it's called. And he didn't seem to know where the show actually is, but it's somewhere off Broadway in the 40s, right off of Times Square. I said, "What's the address?" I'll get it for you.
Low 40s, high 50s, somewhere.
So he's performing. He's actually rehearsing right now for his performance, but he should be back tomorrow, I believe, right?
Is that true? He will be tomorrow.
I don't know if his schedule, but I believe he will be back tomorrow. In the meantime, it's not like I'm alone. I've got Miss Personality herself. All right, Personality of the Year.
That's right.
Right?
That's me.
Belgium Kim. What's going on, Belgium Kim?
You know, Brad, nothing much. Belgium Mom came to visit this weekend.
Really? Belgium Mom?
Belgium Mom was in town
Yeah.
this weekend.
Did Belgium Brother come?
Belgian Brother stayed home. All 3 Belgian brothers.
Well, Belgian Brother 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Right, but Belgian Mom came.
Belgian Mom
Yes.
came.
Did she bring any gifts?
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Always chocolate.
She always brings chocolate.
Always. She texts me and she's like, "What do you need me to bring?"
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Really?
Chocolate.
Really?
And I just introduced one of my roommates to a different kind of Belgian chocolate, and he's lost his mind, so she had to bring.
How come you don't introduce me to Belgian chocolate?
Because when
Why are we not having a Belgian chocolate tasting
Brad,
thing on our show?
you do not get to do this because I brought you back Belgian chocolate. Now this was right around gallbladder time.
Yes.
So
Gallbladder. Right.
It was around gallbladder time. So it was that, but you like looked at it and you got mad at me for bringing you something that you couldn't have.
That is very true.
You got legitimately.
I got angry because you were bringing me chocolate and knew I couldn't eat it. But now I can eat it.
Okay, well, good for next time. Maybe I've got a little bit of a stash at home.
All right.
Maybe.
Meanwhile, I got to say hi to Christy Consali. She's the first one in our comment section on Facebook.
Yes.
She says, hi, Lisa, Tamika, Malia, Dion, Barbara, Yvonne, Cordella, Carol, Velma, Marjorie, Willie, Patrona, Princess. I'm not going to continue. And Janet Brown saying hello. Elsa saying hello. Denisha Castillo, what's going on? Jella Shauna, Malia Loban Martin. What did anybody have anything exciting? Any Brad squatters do anything exciting this weekend?
Surely
Somebody had to do something exciting, right? Surely right?
Definitely didn't.
Yes. I went to some weird thing on Saturday night.
What does that mean?
It was like this. I'm sure you've gone to it. I'm like the only one, I guess all the millennials have gone to it. I'm too old to have known about it. But where you go through the hotel and everyone's silent and they're doing Shakespeare in 10 different rooms or 10 million different rooms.
Did you just Sleep No More?
Yes, Sleep No More.
Oh, that's
that was
I
weird.
have not done.
That
Sleep
is
No More.
really, really
It's
bizarre.
supposed to be really scary.
It's not scary, but it's very bizarre.
It's like an interactive theater situation.
Yeah. It's very
right?
bizarre. Very, very bizarre. But so that's what I did.
That's a very cool
Yes.
little at the McKittrick, right?
At the McKittrick,
Yeah.
right. Lisa Bling Rose, what's going on? And Asset Lindo, Kennedy Roy. Who else here? Charmaine Stevenson and Asset Lindo. I said Princess Modern Uniqueness. I believe I said her as well.
Yep.
Anybody else here?
It's Sanke White's birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday. What's the song? How's it go?
Happy birthday to
you.
you.
Happy birthday. Well, happy
Copyright.
birthday. Hope you guys hope Sanke has a great birthday.
Yeah, just 3 days before mine.
And watching Brad Show live on the birthday.
On the
birthday. Very nice.
Really
very
special
nice.
people
So please, Brad Squad, wish your fellow squatter a squatter. I don't think
That's not
doesn't
Brad
sound right.
Squatter.
Brad Squatter, yes. Your Brad Squatter. Your happy birthday, yes. Kamisha Theowell, what's going on? Maxine Dixon, Kayon Williams, and on YouTube, Carol Anderson the Tiger, and Simone Garraway. Alicia Allen saying hello. Nezzy Show TV. We just looked at Nezzy's YouTube channel.
We did.
Because Nezzy is posting our videos on his YouTube channel.
Yes.
Right?
Correct. And people were like, is someone infringing on our copyright? We're like, no, that's
Nezzy.
Brad Squad.
That's Nezzy,
Come
yes.
on.
So, Simone Garraway coming in with a question already. Ruthie Cutie, Princess Black, Ja Love, and anybody else I missed, welcome. And everyone's coming in with happy birthday Sankes now, which is very nice. Of course. And Jeff Bosey just popping in to the thread here, I see as well.
Yo, Jeff Bosey sent me a picture of his house on Halloween.
Yo, it
is insane.
Did he pimp it out for Halloween?
He pimped it out hard.
Yeah.
And what it really made me excited to see was Jeff Bosey's house at Christmas.
Really?
Because if he pimps his house out that hard for Halloween, which is not really that much of a pimp your house Halloween, I cannot wait.
What did he do?
What did he do? It's just like a million inflatables. It's a million inflatables.
Is Jeff bouncing on them?
No.
Boom,
that would be so funny.
Just go back and forth.
Like a Mario situation,
no,
you bounce from one to the other.
Like an elf or something. Like boom, boom, boom.
That would be funny, but no.
Yeah, okay.
He did not do that. Jeff missed opportunity on that one.
All right. So anyway, we got to schmooze before we get to our immigration questions. The telephone number to call is 1-800-529-5465. Belgium can't. Oh, before we schmooze, we have a share game today.
We sure do, Brad.
What is the share game?
I think we give people what they want, Brad.
What do they want?
They want time with you. They want free stuff.
Free stuff.
I'm saying stuff.
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 What kind of stuff?
Like maybe would you offer something like some quality time with you, Brad?
Quality time?
Maybe where you would give immigration advice just on a one-on-one situation.
You mean a consultation?
Oh,
A consultation,
yeah. That's a great idea. Brad, you
Yes.
have the best ideas.
All right, so this will be it.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, I am going to give away
Yeah.
2 free consultations today worth $400
Whoa.
if we get to 900 shares on Facebook. I've lowered it from 1,000.
I was going to say, that's being
Yeah,
very nice.
I've lowered it from
Especially
1,000.
And 2 shares, you've upped it.
Yes.
I mean, 2 consultations,
And
you've upped it.
110 simultaneous views on Facebook. You got to get both.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then from the machine tomorrow, we'll pick 2 people from Brad's squad to have their free consultations. Now, you may be picked out of the machine and don't need the free consultation. Well, it's a value of $200. You can sell it. It's transferable to anybody you want. So, yeah, I mean, you can make money from this thing. The only one who's not making money from this thing would be me.
It's you. That's a good point.
Right, you know. So I'm telling you, if you don't want it, sell it.
Yeah.
Right?
Or
you just can't sell it back to the firm. I'm not going to buy it back from you.
No.
Right.
You could actually also use it as a Christmas present.
That's correct.
Christmas shopping done. That's
That is
one
correct.
hell of a Christmas present.
That
by the
is
way.
correct. So this is how you share on Facebook. You take your thumb out, you take your finger out, you press the little arrow on the bottom, and you send it to every group that you're a member of. You send it to every friend. You share it. If you have 100 friends on as friends on Facebook, you should be able to share it to each individual friend's timeline. That counts as a share.
Correct.
Okay, so it's very easy to hit 900 if everybody's working.
Yep.
On YouTube, you copy the link to YouTube because they don't count shares. And then you send it in an SMS or in your WhatsApp to all of your contacts. Some of them will start to watch, I promise you. And then all of a sudden we will hit 120.
That's exactly right. And it's such an easy thing to do. I just completely lost my whole thing.
Right, what
Did you
whole
see
thing
that?
did you lose?
I was readjusting my
All right,
earpiece.
so while we'll talk about sharing in a little bit, we'll catch up with Groundhog Sam and see how we're doing with sharing. In the meantime, let's schmooze a little bit. Did you see Donald Trump came out with a racist advertisement?
Ugh.
The 30-second primetime ad, which was shown during the football game, which is the highest-rated TV show of the week on
Obviously.
NBC, showed an undocumented Mexican immigrant who was convicted of murdering 2 deputies, I guess police officers in Sacramento in 2014. Now his deal was that he came here without inspection in 1993, right around the time that George Bush Clinton was president.
Right.
Okay. He got arrested. He got deported by Clinton. He returned illegally in 2002 when George Bush was president.
Right.
And then he got convicted of these murders, and then in 2014. Now, in the ad, Donald Trump basically says that everybody from Central America and Mexico is like this guy, and blames the Democrats for allowing them in.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, Democrats let him into our country. That's not even accurate.
Now, Trump is dispatching 5,200 troops to the Mexican border to stop what will probably be around 1,000 people, mostly children and women,
Right.
At the border for this caravan. That means for every person who's escaping violence,
Right.
coming to the border to apply for asylum, for every person there's at least 5 soldiers pointing a gun at them.
What? Why do we need 5,000 troops?
Okay. It is now on top of all of that.
Right.
The concern by the military is that people in Texas, they have these vigilante militias where people
Yeah.
get together with guns, are going to also come to the border with the troops, start shooting at the caravan or start shooting at the troops, and then it's going to be an all-out gunfight there. And all these poor people are trying to do is apply for asylum. Even Fox News, okay, which is basically Trump News.
Right.
Okay, it's the Trump news station. Even Fox News says that the rhetoric has gotten completely out of hand.
Oh my God.
Shepard Smith,
Yeah.
okay, yesterday on Fox News. He is their head, they're like one of their #1 newscasters.
Right.
He said, folks, I'm going to give a quote now.
Yeah.
There is no invasion. No one is coming to get you. There's nothing at all to worry about. He said concocting the threat before the midterm elections is what this is all about.
Wow.
And that was on Fox News.
It says something quite special when your people who have been your mouthpiece from the very beginning are the ones that are like, that's ridiculous.
Okay, so adding on to, I think it's quite obvious that Trump's a racist. I don't really think I don't think we need much more evidence.
No.
Okay, I don't think we need much more evidence. However, here's more evidence of this.
No.
Just in case there's like a holdout out there who says, maybe he's not.
Maybe he's not. Right.
So here's some more evidence. I mean, I would say 99 out of 100 people would say yes.
Absolutely.
But there could be like a holdout that says, no, he's not. So Michael Cohen, all right, Donald Trump's now arrested and eventually convicted attorney.
Right,
disgraced attorney.
Right.
In Vanity Fair, recalled 4 specific statements Donald Trump made. He specifically remembers it. He vividly remembers it. Racist things that he said about black people. Quote, black people are too stupid to vote for me. Donald Trump said that.
Too stupid.
Quote, name one country run by a black person that's not a shithole. Name even one city. While traveling through a Chicago neighborhood, only the blacks could live like this.
Oh my God.
Okay. By the way, I can name a country that's not a shithole, run by a black man, and was run very successfully. It's called the United States of America. Okay? Okay, it's called the United States of America.
Oh my God.
All right? And on a black finalist on The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Okay? And by the way, there's plenty of countries. Okay? I was just being... There's a lot of them. All right. On a black finalist on The Apprentice, there's no way I can let this black homophobic epithet, whatever that means, some homophobic epithet, win. So now there's a lot of evidence out there.
Of course. Just in case you needed
you needed more.
Just you're like, maybe he's not racist.
Maybe he's not. Maybe just in case. Maybe Kanye's got something, you know?
The answer is no.
No, he's racist.
Definitely racist.
He's definitely racist, yeah. So meanwhile, Trump made this fabulous, to save the American auto industry, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, right, so he said, I'm going to bring, we're going to make cars in America.
We're bringing the jobs back.
We're bringing the jobs back to America.
Right.
And we're going to renegotiate NAFTA.
Right.
So we can bring and make all our cars in America. Here in America. Well, it's the end of 2018.
Yeah.
Ford's the #2 car maker in America.
Right.
Their stock is down 29%. They have lost over $1 billion in 2018. They are specifically blaming the tariffs imposed by Donald Trump for costly steel. The company is now announcing layoffs. Jim Hackett, Ford CEO, is working to engineer a $25.5 billion restructuring of the automaker. Hackett said that they have already caught that the tariffs by Trump, where he says we're winning,
right,
has cost the company $1 billion in profit and could do more damage if the disputes aren't resolved quickly. While the company has not said how many people are going to lose their jobs, a report from Morgan Stanley estimates that a global headcount reduction of approximately 12%, or 24,000 jobs lost.
Oh my God.
So at a time when automakers are scrambling to prepare for self-driving cars, Ford is also struggling to keep pace, period.
Right. Oh my
God. But Trump is winning.
Trump is winning. The economy's great.
Yes.
But for almost 24,000 people that could potentially lose their jobs.
Yes. So the Carnival cruise ship, did you hear that it almost tipped over?
Oh.
Yeah, I would be terrified. There's a Carnival cruise ship that left Florida, Port Canaveral, Florida, on October 28th.
Yeah.
For a 5-day
cruise vacation.
Right, I was thinking of the Gilligan Island song, but I couldn't remember. A 3-hour cruise.
Yeah.
This was a 5-day cruise.
5-day cruise.
Right, okay, and out of nowhere, the ship started tilting and tilting and tilting, and it didn't rock back. It just kept leaning and leaning. Let's see the picture again. I didn't even see it. It kept leaning and leaning. Do we have the picture of it leaning or no? And then all of a sudden, tables started to slide. Glasses and plates started to fall and shatter. And at that point, it turned into pure chaos on the ship. People thought they were on the Titanic,
right,
and they were going to die. According to a guest, water started seeping into the ship. We were at, quote, I'm quoting a guest, we were actually at the table where the window broke and the water came in. Next thing we know, the whole boat tilted. We were literally hanging on for our lives, dangling. It was like a scene out of the Titanic. Everybody went down to our rooms. We got our life jackets and literally carried them around the rest of the night. That's how scared we were. Every time you felt the boat move, we said, oh my God, is this going to happen again? The boat was tilted for a minute. Water came in through the lower floor windows. But people were terrified. Now, the ship captain wrote a letter the next day and said, you were never in any danger.
Right.
That boat was supposed to do that because a boat's supposed to do that.
Oh, no.
So, and a representative said that they were never, ever, ever in any danger.
I gotta be honest, I just rewatched Poseidon Adventure, and that is one of my biggest fears. Is just like either a huge wave coming at you or hitting an iceberg.
Right. So now the captain said, and a note to the passengers, we have identified that an electrical switchboard malfunction impacted the use of the fin. It's important to note that fins are not a safety feature. They're deployed solely for the comfort of the guests. You were never in any danger. The captain also offered to give each guest $50.
$50?
$50.
Oh, no.
Now, I want you to know something. Okay? And I'm not going like this and tilting, right?
Right.
I'm not doing any of that, right?
No, don't do it.
What you're watching at home is not tilting on its side right now. You're in the comfort of your home.
Right.
And I've offered you $200. I've offered you a $200 consultation, and you don't even have to get on a ship and risk your life. All I'm asking you to do is share.
No trauma necessary.
There's no trauma necessary whatsoever. All I asked you to do is share 900 times.
You're so generous.
I am
Brad.
much better than the captain of the Carnival cruise ship. And I'm not even putting your life in any danger.
I gotta be honest. Before this story, I knew you were better than a Carnival cruise ship
That's
captain.
right.
But now you know.
Now you know I'm totally. Now you know I am totally better than the
Carnival
cruise ship. Yeah.
Man.
So meanwhile, Colonel Sanders.
Yes.
Okay. Now I may not be as good as Colonel Sanders.
Why not?
Okay. Because a Southern Pines couple won a college scholarship for their newborn baby after they named their baby after Colonel Sanders' Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yes,
KFC
North Carolina
announced in August it was offering an $11,000 scholarship to the first baby named on September 9th. And the first baby named Harland, which was the Colonel's real name. Colonel Harland Sanders. And Harland Rose was born, and now they have $11,000. Except this girl has to now be known as the Colonel's Chicken girl for the rest of her life. Right. I don't think it's worth the $11,000 because she is going to be so teased because everybody knows this story. She's going to be teased in school. Ha ha ha, you're Colonel Sanders.
Right.
All right, I mean, think about it.
Her nickname is going to be KFC forever.
Exactly. Right. Do you know, like, when my daughter Gabby was born, I really wanted to name her Ariella. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty name.
That's beautiful, but she's the Little Mermaid.
She's the Little Mermaid.
That area.
And in the hospital, my sister came up and she goes, "What are you thinking, Brad? Gabby. My daughter's born. We haven't named her." I said, "I'm thinking Ariella." She goes, "No, she will be teased. She'll be the mermaid for her whole life. You can't call her Ariella."
But being called a Disney princess your whole life is not the worst thing ever.
So that's how it turns into Gabriella.
Oh,
Yes,
there it is.
that's how I turned into Gabriella.
My nephew's name is Basil.
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 That's pretty bad.
We kind of at
That's
first
pretty
we
bad.
thought my brother was kidding.
That's pretty bad.
For a really long time. But he looks like a basil now, so it's okay. But yeah, Basil.
All right. So anything else? All right. So let's go. Where are we at with sharing, Belgium, Kim?
You know what, Brad? Groundhog Sam just updated us. We're at 88 shares on Facebook, which you've done better, Brad Squad. And we're at 50 watching on YouTube right now. So we're going to need to a little bit more than double the viewers on YouTube. So YouTube, hit that share button and share it to all of your contacts in WhatsApp or in your text messages right now. Like the last 15 people that you talk to in your text or your WhatsApp, send them that link.
All right. So now please keep the camera on Kim.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep it on Kim.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, because our titler is broken. So we don't have any graphics today. There's always something happening here.
There's always a something.
Okay, so now we have to transition from our schmooze
Yeah.
to you got questions, I got answers. So I would like you to, whatever that transition is that you want to do. I get ready to answer immigration questions.
I got you.
Okay?
Getting answers to your immigration questions. Anytime you want to transition.
Boy, I really hope the titler starts working tomorrow. I'm praying that titler's working tomorrow.
I can do that all night long, Brad.
All right, so let's go. We're going to start with Sunny in Indianapolis, Indiana. Sunny.
Hey, sir. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good, sir. So, to be honest, like I crossed U.S. border illegally from Canada. And my wife is a U.S. citizen.
Are you a Canadian citizen?
No, sir. I'm from India. I was there on a work permit.
Okay,
yes,
so
sir. And,
if when you came across the border, did anybody ask you any questions, or you just kind of drove across and boom, you're here?
As soon as I entered from Canada to U.S., I was stopped by Border Patrol, and they asked me some questions. And at that point of time, I wasn't aware that I'm in U.S. because some other third person was helping me.
Okay, so what happened?
And,
so how did they let you go?
Because there was no fence.
How did they let you go?
They put me in detention center in Washington, Tacoma, and basically where I crossed the border, it was like a regular community. Just across the road is U.S., other side is Canada, and it was back in 2014.
So what happened? You got put in detention. You're now out of detention and living in Indianapolis, Indiana. How did you get out of detention? What happened?
I requested the bond hearing from inside, and they gave me bond. I paid the bond. I came out. I'm married to a U.S. citizen, but back in Canada, I had a DUI and a mischief
now what happened
charges.
after? 1 second, you're jumping ahead. You got bonded out. You're married to a U.S. citizen. You live with her in Indiana. Didn't you have to go back to court?
My next hearing is next month.
Is next month? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And is this going to be your first hearing since you got bonded out?
My first hearing was in April 2017, and we just got a continuance because we asked the judge that my I-130 petition be approved. So he gave me some time. We was planning on filing this I-601A province waiver by getting my case administratively closed, but now we don't have this rule. So I was thinking what I can do, and my charges are still pending because I was under probation for 1.5 years.
Your charges are pending
and I crossed the border.
Your charges are pending where?
In Canada.
Well, now because Trump's president, they're not going to keep extending you. They're going to most likely order you deported. You're going to have to deal with the charges in Canada. You're going to end up perhaps leaving the United States of America, is my guess. I don't know. I'm happy to have a consultation with you and see what other options you have. And then you're going to need to do waivers back in India and hope they get approved, or Canada, or wherever you may be. Now, maybe you have other options. I have no idea. But I do know that now that Trump is president, they will not keep extending dates to you to allow you to get paperwork approved. and then terminate. They're just going to go ahead and order you deported. So
Like,
hold on. You
I
need,
already
one second.
have the.
You need help. I don't have the answer for you because I got to review all your documents, but I'm telling you, you certainly have a problem. So hold on one second, okay? Let's go to Monique in Queens, New York. Monique.
Hello?
How you doing?
I'm fine, and how are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
Yeah, my question is, I'm trying to find out, how can I, well, let me say this better. I just got approved for my advance parole, but however, on the official notice, my surname is spelled incorrectly.
You got the advance
And I
parole, but your
know-
name's incorrect?
Yeah.
You got to get it corrected because the advance parole, the name on the advance parole has to exactly match on your passport or you're going to have a problem.
Passport, right?
Yeah, you're
and
gonna have a
I have to go in, or...
Well, you can go in and explain it to them, and then they'll take it back and mail you a new one, but it's going to take another 90 to 120 days. But if you have some sort of emergency,
Oh,
maybe you can
wow,
get
it
one.
takes a while to be
Yeah,
corrected?
yeah. But if you have an emergency, they would do it faster.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, but that's what you got to do. Hold on. Let's go to Carla in the Bronx.
Hello.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
Okay, I have a friend of mine who used to live with me with a green card. She's a green card holder.
Right.
But she's been out of the country for almost 2 years now because she's an elderly person, was unable to take care of her.
Right.
And she went home, but she's sick now, needs an operation, and needs to come back. What's on my option in
What do you
bringing
mean?
her
What do you
back?
mean she's an elderly person? And why did she get cut off all of a sudden, Carla? Why did Carla get cut off?
That I do not know.
I don't know. We'll come back to Carla. By the way, before we get to Hermino, hold on one second, Hermino. Before we get to Hermino, we don't have the scroll on the bottom.
Correct.
So please make sure in the comments, both on YouTube and Facebook, and we have it pinned to the top, that people know what number to call, which is 1-800-529-5465. And Julian, please keep sending the rock across the screen.
Yeah.
All right.
The rock is going to stay there.
That rock is going to be very busy today. All right, so let's go to Ermino in Manhattan. Ermino.
Hi,
how are you?
sir. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
Okay, so I am a Cuban by birth. I've been in this country since 1971.
Right.
I am a permanent resident all that time. I got some felony convictions that happened in 1994.
What were the felonies?
For one's for burglary and receiving stolen property, and the other one is for CDS, possession and attempt to distribute. 1,000 feet from a school, all that stuff.
And when were you found guilty? This was 1994?
1994, correct.
All right. So did you go through the deportation process?
No, I got my sentence. I went and I did 3 years in the county jail.
And nobody came to get you?
At the end of my term, when I was about to be paroled, some agents from the immigration came down to see me. They asked me a few questions, and they went, and that was it. They went on their merry way. They never said anything else.
Yeah, most likely because you were from Cuba, and Cuba would not have accepted you back. So therefore they're like, we can't even bother putting this person in deportation because Cuba's not taking them back anyway. We can't throw you out.
Exactly.
We can't put you on a plane and throw you out over the Atlantic Ocean. So and there's no other country. There's no other country to take you. So that's why they didn't try to put you in deportation. Now, you are not eligible for citizenship. And
I am not.
You are not, because under the law, you are an aggravated felon. You spent more than 1 year.
What makes me an aggravated felon?
I'm going to tell you right now. And in your particular case, anybody who's guilty of a theft offense, you just told me about a burglary, who spends more than 1 year in jail, is an aggravated felon. Also, somebody who distributes drugs and has been found guilty of it in the past, in the present, or who may do it in the future, is also, certainly not an aggravated felon if you're not going to do it in the future, but if you're found guilty of it, would be an aggravated felon. So on both counts that you were convicted on, both of them individually make you an aggravated felon. Now, what the law says is when you want to file for citizenship, if you have an aggravated felony after November 17th, 1990, you are barred from becoming a citizen for the rest of eternity. So you will never become a citizen. Now, lucky for you, your convictions happened before April 1996. The reason why I'm saying lucky for you is because there is still a 212C waiver available to you as an aggravated felon, as long as you didn't spend more than 5 years in jail, and you told me you only spent 3 years in jail. So there is still a waiver for you that is available if you were to be put in deportation. So if they look to put you in deportation, you would most likely get the waiver, almost a certainty. Except right now they're not going to put you in deportation anyway because Cuba's not taking you back. So if they do put you in deportation, then you get a 212C waiver, which I would think, not knowing you, but knowing the history in our firm and assuming you don't have any other records since then, and you've been a person of good moral character, and there would be hardship to your family, blah blah blah, we would win that case 9 out of 10 times. So that's kind of where you stand right now. I mean, you're going to be a permanent resident for the rest of your life,
right?
And
so
if you get put in,
let me ask you a question.
1 second. And if you get put in deportation, you would be eligible for a waiver, which you would most likely win.
Okay, so as a permanent resident, I just recently applied for my Cuban passport, which I received, and I was planning to go to Cuba just as a tourist and visit, because all my family over there is dead anyway. And would that be a problem, me leaving the country?
Yeah, because when you go to re-enter the United States, they're going to hold you in jail, most likely, and you'll end up fighting your case sitting in a jail cell for 6-9 months until you win your waiver.
Wow. Okay. And also, when I renew my permanent resident card every 10 years, and I never had a problem, an issue, I get bonded. Why doesn't that? Do they see that comes up, or they just say they? I don't understand.
It does come up, yeah.
It does come up. So being that, like you said, I'm not deportable, they can't send me anywhere.
You are deportable. It's just they may not be able to effectuate your deportation. And if they do put you in deportation, there is a waiver available for you. The difference is when you travel back into the United States as an aggravated felon, it's mandatory detention.
Mandatory
detention. When you have a aggravated felony prior to May 12th or May 15th, May 1998, 12, 13, 14, 15, something like that. May 1998. You're bond eligible. You're only mandatory detention after May 1998.
Okay, great.
So
Thank you for answering my questions.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, 1-800-529-5465. Hopefully Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with my head will come flying across the screen with there it is. Where's my sign? I should hold my sign up the whole time here because we can't scroll on the bottom. If I had my Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson sign, we would just hold it up as I'm answering questions.
Except he doesn't have the phone number on it. It just says, "Ask me your immigrant."
Oh, it doesn't have the telephone number on it.
No, because look at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's sign. See?
It just says, "Ask me your immigrant." Okay. So I would need you to have a sign holding next to it with the telephone number.
Brad, you're live.
Call 1-800-529-5465.
Well, I guess we know what my Halloween costume is next year.
That'd be hilarious. Then you're just the sign.
I'll just be the text.
Yeah, the text. Exactly. All right, Lori in Orlando, Florida. Lori.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Good evening. Hi, Brad. Yes, I'm calling. My son is in J1 visa program, and it will end this next year, March 2019. What would you suggest a best pathway for him to be a permanent resident?
Get sponsored in a job, get sponsored by family. If he's on a J and he qualifies for an H-1B or some other type of visa, let's do it. But the best thing to do is to stay in legal status. That is the #1 priority. The worst thing you can do is fall out of status. Because as soon as you fall out of status, you're now left with very small options on how to get legal. If you can keep yourself in status, you have many different options. So, so my advice is stay in status. Let's figure it out. And then let's figure out how to stay in status. And then after that, let's figure out how to get a green card. All right? So
one more question.
Go ahead.
if he gets out of status, will the application of her sister, my daughter, be affected?
No.
Because my daughter has applied for EB3 visa.
No, him being out of status doesn't affect the sister.
Doesn't affect my daughter's application?
No.
If he gets out of status?
No.
Okay,
but don't get out of status, but no.
But yes, of course. He will not get out of status, but...
I don't know what happened to her, but we're having phone issues.
Apparently.
She's still on? Let's see. Hello, Lori?
Oh, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's all she wanted to say was thank you. Okay, boom. Christoph in Newport News, Virginia. Is that a town? Newport News? Christoph? Christoph?
Yes, sir. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Sir, I was an F1 student, sir, before, and then I filed a reinstatement application for my F1 because I violated the rule in the school, and then while I was waiting for my F1 reinstatement, I traveled to Buffalo, New York, with my friends, and then again. We made a wrong turn going to the Peace Bridge, which is the border of Canada and
you got
U.S.
picked up by immigration.
Yes, sir. And then they charged me without documentation. But then again, they released me because I have a pending application.
Right.
And then I have a court hearing on December 11 this year. And then, but I received a denial from the immigration because of re-entering United States. But then again, from my side, you know, it's very...
It doesn't matter that you didn't know. It doesn't matter that you didn't know, but you have all sorts of problems. Your reinstatement's been denied, you're out of status, and they're putting you in deportation now. So hold on one second. I don't have the answer for you off the top of my head, but you definitely need a consultation. So hold on. Let's go to Erica in Spokane, Washington. Erica.
Hi.
Hi, Erica.
So... yeah, I came into the country in 2009. And in 2014, I was working. I came in, I was documented, I have a green card. So where I was working as a nurse, I had a problem. A child I was taking care of had a problem, and they said I have to plead guilty to negligence, child abuse.
So you pled guilty to child. Where are you from? Where are you from, Erica?
I'm from Africa.
And how did you come to America?
I married a U.S. citizen, but later it was divorced, and then I got my green card.
You have a green card. When did you get your green card?
Yeah.
When?
2011.
Okay, and when were you found guilty of this child abuse, negligence, whatever it is that you were found guilty of?
It was in 2000. The case ended in 2016.
And what we?
That was when.
Okay, and when did you come? Was it a misdemeanor or a felony, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure, but
okay.
they said
All right.
it's
So what is your question? What is your question? You want to know if you can become a citizen, travel?
Yeah, I filed for citizenship, and it was denied because of.
You're not going to become You're not going to become a citizen right now because you don't have good moral character for 5 years. That's for certain. I wouldn't be filing citizenship. So you need to wait at least 5 years. Well, you should stop it. You're not going to get through, and you could be put in deportation. So that was not a smart move on your part. What I would suggest you do is withdraw the case, wait until 2020, and then I don't know what you were found guilty of, and you don't know what you were found guilty of. All I know is it's some sort of child abuse, and that's a pretty serious offense. We need to research it and figure it out. But I can tell you, no matter what you were found guilty of, you can't become a citizen yet for at least 5 years. I hope you're not deportable. Hold on one second. Let's go to Cher in Orlando, Florida. Cher.
Hi, good night.
Good night. What's up?
Nothing. I just want to find out. I am a green card holder, and I petitioned for my children in January of this year.
Right.
And I received a letter of notification saying that they received their the application, but I have not heard anything.
You're a citizen or a resident?
Resident.
And how old are your children?
One is 18 and one was 13 at the time.
Okay, so you got receipt notices, right?
Right.
And what year was this done?
Since this year, January.
Okay, so you're not going to hear from them probably for at least another 9-10 months. Just got to hang in there.
Another?
9 or 10 months probably.
Okay, so another year time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But the fact that my one of my children was over the age of 18.
Well, you just have to hope that it gets approved before they're 21 and their date on the waiting list is reached before 21. But let me ask you a question, Cher. How did you get your green card?
My child filed for me.
Oh, I see. I see. And how long have you had a residence?
Just a year.
Just got it. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully the visa waiting list is reached before your kid turns 21. That's really the big issue, not when the I-130 is filed. All right.
Okay. So even though they have gotten the application, that would still pose a problem. They got it before my child.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. It just means when the visa waiting list is reached for the F2A category and how old your child is and if the I-130 was approved at that time. Those are the 3 things we don't know yet. Okay? So you just have to hope and pray. All right, hold on one second. All right. With that being said, Belgium Kim, where are we at with sharing?
You know what, Brad? They're doing not bad.
Not
I
bad?
don't know if they're going to get there. I have faith still. We're at 206, Brad.
We're at 206 shares. We
We're
can do
doing
it.
We can do it. They've done it before.
You can do it.
We can do it.
Yeah, if you can. I mean, we've gone it up to 1,200 shares.
We have.
Right? And it's so easy to share. You just share it to a group or you share it to an individual friend's timeline. Okay, everybody has at least 50 friends, right?
Of course.
25 friends. If everybody just shared it to 5 or 10 of their friends, you reach it in no time at all.
We'd get there. And just remember that when you're telling someone to share, also tell them what's at stake. Yo, we're going to get a free consultation. You're going to get your name in a drum for a free consultation.
That is right. And 2 people are going to get it.
2 people.
It's a value of $200 each, $400. And I'm telling you, you can sell it to somebody. Make some money on it. All you got to do is share.
A Brian Bernstein consultation is worth millions on the black market.
Yeah, well, I don't know about millions, but it's got to be worth at least close to $200.
At least fairly close.
Yes, right? And, as always, I'm the sucker and I get nothing.
And you get nothing. You get to give more free immigration advice, Brad.
Yes.
Lucky Brad.
So, we have Anna Ascona has a couple of things to say today.
Doesn't she?
Yes. You know, the Trump administration has proposed changes that would expand the government's ability to deny visas or residency to immigrants or members of their households if they take programs like Medicaid, SNAP, which is the Child Nutritional Program, Section 8 housing. The proposal will allegedly be published in the Federal Register in the next coming weeks. It may never be published. Who knows?
Right.
We don't know. And if it ever comes into being, that doesn't mean it's going to happen because there's going to be a lot of lawsuits.
Right.
So while the proposal does not include tax credits or other health benefits that were under consideration in the previous drafts, immigrant advocates have raised concerns that the rule changes will force families to forego help. They're going to starve. They're not going to get medical treatment just so they can get a green card. It's really sad. Okay. So our Miami correspondent, Anna Ascona, has strong feelings about this proposal. Let's watch.
Hey friends from the Brad Show Live, I'm Anna Ascona. The Trump administration wants to limit access to immigrants who use or are most likely to use some type of public assistance. Can I just mention that most immigrants that use public assistance is because they don't make enough money. They're underpaid and it's difficult for them to even survive in this country. So how else do you expect them to survive with the high cost of living and being underpaid? Under a new proposal announced by the Department of Homeland Security, Trump basically wants to make it difficult for any immigrants to come here or stay in this country if he can prove that they're going to need some type of help from the government. How about instead they raise the wages for farm workers, industrial workers, and overall the workforce? And just overall the labor that Americans refuse to do. And maybe then public assistance wouldn't be needed. How else are these families supposed to provide a roof for their children, food on the table, and medical help? If we're going to attack immigrants, how about we also attack Americans who are capable of getting better paying jobs but prefer to just sit at home with their family and munch off the government because they're too lazy to go out and work? I personally know several immigrants that have used public assistance to get by for some time, and now they're successful. They own businesses, they have college graduates, and they're just overall successful families. So with that said, there is nothing wrong with using public assistance for some time to restart your life after moving to the States, because it's not easy. And let me mention, I come from an immigrant family who did not have the money to send me to college. So what did I do? I used financial aid. And today I consider myself pretty successful, even though I have a long way to go still. Anyways, that just doesn't make any sense. And if Trump passes this proposal, expect to see many homeless families and children lacking good nutrition.
All right, amen, Anna. I agree with what she says.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to go to Samantha in Boca Grande, Florida. Samantha.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. You?
Good. What can I do to help?
Okay, so I came to the States in 2015. I got married before coming here. My husband came to Jamaica. We got married. We came here. I came here after on a H-2B visa. We filed our application and I got denied.
Why?
And they also denied my son's case.
Why?
And we refiled.
Why was it denied?
They said because we did not have enough proof that we were living together.
All right, so you didn't believe it was a real marriage?
Right.
Okay, so then what happened?
So we retained a lawyer, and he said that he was going to file.
Refile.
I don't remember.
Refile for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So he did that. Well, he just did it in January.
Okay.
Before that, he said that he would, instead of filing the case all over.
What is the question that you have for me? 'Cause I understand what's going on. Just ask me the question.
Okay, so my lawyer is not doing anything. I've been trying to get in contact with him for more than a month.
Have you gotten
now.
a work permit?
Yes, I have one.
Okay, so if you got the work permit and then you got it from the refiling, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I mean, he filed it. You got your work permit, and they're not going to get in. You're not going to get an interview for another 6 to 9 months. Now, one second. So your concern with your lawyer is not that he's not doing anything, because he actually did what he's supposed to do. It's that he has no communication with you. It's making you very anxious. You don't know what's going on. You don't want to be denied again. You want some more assurance. You know, I assume it's a real marriage. You know, what should I be doing? Please give me advice on what I should be doing so I can be ready for my interview. Make me, you know, that's what I think you need right now. Okay? And he's not corresponding with you. He's not talking to you. He's not making appointments to see you. And that seems to be where your problem lies. If you'd like, you can have a consultation with me, and I'm happy to help you. So hold on one second, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Simone in Tampa, Florida. Simone.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's going on?
So I am filing my papers, and I'm trying to figure out for my son. I have a 10-year-old son. Filing for both of us. I'm married to a U.S. citizen. So in order to get a Social Security for my child, I'm wondering if I should go ahead and file the I-765 for him to get the social.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
And
obviously he's not going to work, but do it anyway.
Okay, great.
All right.
One more question. So I'm here. We're here for 3 years. We're out of status since 2015. So should I actually file the provisional waiver as well?
You're out of status, and what should you be filing? I don't understand.
The 601, Form 601A, the provisional waiver.
How did you come to the United States?
On a visitor's visa.
No, you're not doing a provisional waiver. You're filing an adjustment application. So now, Simone, what I would suggest is, because you asked that question, okay, don't do anything. Because you may be the brightest woman in the world. I don't know, but I assume you are. But when you ask that question, it shows to me you don't even know the basics of what you should be doing, and you don't screw around with immigration these days with Donald Trump. So hold on. At the bare minimum, have a consultation. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Rahman in Queens, New York. Rahman.
Hello.
Rahman?
Hello.
Rahman?
Good evening, Mr. Brad.
Good evening, Rahman.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Great. What's up?
Okay. I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
I'm a U.S. citizen from 2010, and I applied for my daughter. Then, they came in United States at 2017, and with green card. Then I applied for my daughter's U.S. passport. They put me in a, DNA test. Then finally they approved the U.S. passport for my 7-year-old daughter.
Okay.
So my question is, I want to apply for her U.S. citizenship certificate, and my income is like 25,000.
You don't need. It doesn't matter about your income. It has nothing to do with her income. It just happens to be she has a green card. She's in the physical and legal custody of her father, who's a U.S. citizen. You're under 18. Has nothing to do with your income.
So my question was, can I ask for the immigration fee waiver?
Yes,
or no?
yes, you should be able to.
Is it, if I ask for the fee waiver, is it going to create any problem in future if I want to petition for my wife or my mom or my dad?
No.
It will be no problem, right?
No problem. One has nothing to do with the other.
Okay. So if I cannot apply for myself, so can I contact with your office, or do they help me? Or?
Yeah, if you want. Hold on one second. Let's go to Kevin in Chicago, Illinois. Kevin.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Good evening, Mr. Brad.
What's going on?
I'm okay. I just have a question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got an RFE. So when I responded, I was checking my case online, and it shows that RFE response was received. So a week later, I checked my status again online. It says your appointment is ready to be scheduled for an interview. So between the space of 1 week, is that normal for me for my appointment to be scheduled for an interview?
Just because it's ready to be interviewed doesn't mean you're going to get an interview. Getting ready for an interview means you're ready to have an interview, but they didn't say ready to have an interview means it's going to happen in 2 weeks. It could happen in 9 months, 10 months. But sounds like everything's going okay so far.
Okay. Does that mean I'm still going to get my work permit because of...
you will get a work permit.
If
you did it right, you'll get a work permit in about 5 months from the time you file.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, thank you very much.
Hang in there. Let's go to Lisa in the Bronx. Lisa.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa.
Good night, Brad. Just a quick question. I'm married to a U.S. citizen. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and my 18-year-old, well, my other daughter just turned 18. Can she go on the filing as well?
Was she 17 when you got married?
No, 18.
She was already 18? No, she had to be under 18 when you got married.
Okay.
So you should have married a
All
couple
right,
weeks ago. Sorry about that. Let's go to Nikki in the Bronx. Nikki.
Yes, good afternoon. I would like to ask you 2 questions.
Yeah.
I get married to a resident from last year. I want to know, he's going to put in his citizenship in February of next year. So I want to know, can I put in the paperwork while his citizenship or wait until he gets his citizenship?
File the I-130. File the I-130, upgrade it when you become a citizen, then you're going to do an adjustment. Okay? So hold on one second. Let's go to Margaret in Des Moines, Iowa. Margaret.
Yes.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
What's going on?
Hey, I have a question. I have my niece. She's here with me.
Mm-hmm.
She came like a visitor, and I want to file for her to stay here. Do I have to do 130?
No, you can't file an I-130 for a niece. How old is she?
She's like 28.
28 years old?
Yes.
You can't help her. An aunt can't help a 28-year-old woman.
So where's the right form to do it?
There is no right form. You can't help her.
So the 130 is not the right form?
There's no form. Zero form. There's no I-130, no I-140, no any number you come up with, an aunt cannot file for a niece.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Was that clearer then?
That seems clear.
Okay. Let's go to Anita in Las Vegas, Nevada. Anita.
Hello, Mr. Ben.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. What's going on?
Yeah, please, I want to ask a question. I'm from West Africa, and then I'm married to
an American veteran, and then I came to the United States on a visiting visa because I was with him in Africa, and then our house broke into, and then he got shot. So I had to come to the state with him on an emergency. So they gave me a visiting visa, and it was only good for a year. But I have overstayed. So, and he want to file for me and all of that.
So file the adjustment.
I want to add. What?
You got to file an adjustment application. You'll be fine.
I'll be fine?
You're going to be fine. File an adjustment application. You'll be fine. It's the I-45, the I-130, I-130A, the I-765, the I-131, the I-864. If you want, hold on. I can help you. Hold on 1 second, all right? But you'll be fine.
Okay,
You're going to be fine. Let's go to Nadine in New York, New York. Nadine. Nadine?
Yes.
How are you?
Good afternoon, Brad.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
What can I do to
There's
help?
a question I'll ask about. I have filed for my 10-year green card and I haven't received it as yet. So I want to know how long does it I have to wait to get it.
You filed the I-751?
Yes.
Okay, when did you file it?
Last year, October.
It's taking about a year and a half, so you're at about a year right now, so I would say another 6 months.
Another 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, and another question, but I have filed for my daughter.
Uh-huh.
And I filed for her when she's little over 18 from 2015.
So now she's 21 now, so she's going to be in the F2B category. She's going to wait another 5 years.
Oh, but she's going on to 3 years now.
Yeah, she's 5 more to go.
5 more to go?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's almost
okay,
a decade.
Brad, thank you very much.
Sorry about that. All right. So. What are we doing, Jilly?
Going to
social media
questions?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Okay.
Just maybe?
Yeah, Jilly says do social media questions.
Yeah. Well, I think we do what Julie says.
Okay, let's do it. Wait, we have... Oh, we have it.
Oh, hey!
How do we have that and not the other one?
That one's already in definitely not frozen machine.
I see. All right. I don't know. I'm lost now. By the way, before we get to that, where are we at with sharing?
We're doing pretty okay.
Can you remind everybody what everybody wins?
Y'all, it's so easy. You share, and if you share 900 times, and we get 110 viewers on YouTube. 120. Yes. 120 viewers on YouTube. You're going to get your name in the machine at a chance to win one of 2 consultations with the Brad Bernstein. That's right. That's a $400 value, $200 each, and we're going to give them away out of the kindness of Brad's heart. That's what we're going to do.
And with the caveat that if you don't need a consultation, maybe you'll win it anyway and sell it to someone else and make money. Make money on my back, right? That's like making money on my back and sweat, and I'm allowing you to do it.
That's true, and you're encouraging.
I am encouraging you to do it.
No, you don't see that kind of benevolence frequently, you guys. Come on.
All right, so social media check-in. There we go. All right, what do we got?
Our first question is from Marie, and Marie says, first, please tell Brad not to shout at me. Second.
God damn it, Marie! All right, now I'm done.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Now that he's gotten that out of his system.
Yes.
So Marie's ex-husband and their daughter together just went for their green card interview, and they were both successful in Trinidad. Now, what's worrying Marie is that she's attempted to get a B1, B2 visa approved for years, and she keeps getting rejected. She's got 1 permanent resident daughter in the U.S., and now she's going to have her ex-husband and her other daughter in the U.S. as well. She just wants to visit. What can she do? And is the fact that they just got accepted going to negatively affect her current B1, B2 application?
It's certainly not going to help because, the family that's pulling you back to Trinidad is no longer there. So I think that it's going to hurt you more than help you.
What does she need to be showing?
I don't know what she has, but you got to prove you're going to return home.
Okay.
To their satisfaction.
To their satisfaction. Mm-hmm. Okay. We've got a question from Veronica, who said, what if the parents are already citizens and and the child is unmarried and over 21? How long is that going to take?
If you're the citizen and the child's over 21?
Yeah, if the parents are citizens and the child is unmarried and over 21.
7 to 8 years.
Simone said, if your I-45 is denied, what's next?
Refile it again and do a better job and make sure that whatever the reason why it was denied is fixed. But to go refile the I-45 all over again and not fix it is what Einstein would say the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. But you got to file the I-45, but you got to fix whatever the problem is.
Thina is wondering if my work permit is expiring in January next year. I was just about to send in the renewal out to immigration, but I just got my interview notice. Should I go ahead and still send in the renewal, or do I not need to since I've got the interview date?
I would send in the renewal simply because you don't know what's going to happen after the interview, how quickly you'll be approved.
Charmaine said, my friend's sister died leaving 2 kids in Jamaica. She wants to know if she can adopt the kids and take them here. The boy's going to be 16 in January. She wants to know about adopting him. He is now, unfortunately, an orphan.
How old's the other one?
We don't know, although I'm kind of getting the sense of how this is worded that the 16-year-old is the eldest.
You need to file orphan petitions. As long as they're coming with a sibling that's younger, we have until the kid turns 18. If not, then you have like 2 months to finish this, and it would be very difficult. So you need to do an orphan petition. You need to do a pre-adoption here in America, and you need help with a lawyer. You're not going to do that on your own.
Ricardo said, good evening. If you get married 27 days after you entered the U.S. but did not submit the adjustment of status until 4 months later, is that going to make a difference?
You got married when?
28 days, Brad.
Yes, it's going to make it. It's not going to make much of a difference. They're going to say you came with the intention of getting your green card. You're still probably going to need a waiver. What are you looking at? Why are you looking down your shirt?
My mic fell off of my shirt.
God. I'm answering the question out of the corner of my eye. I said, Kim, check it out. Check it out. Her whole body under her shirt. And I'm like, what are you doing over there, Kim?
Sorry, that should be better.
Yeah. I'm like, Kim, come on. Wait till
when did that fall?
I said, Kim, wait till you're in private.
No, Brad. When you gotta check your undershirt, you check it. Nova on YouTube.
You thought the mic fell into your
no,
like
it
cleavage?
It did
it
fall.
Fell right into
it
your
fell
cleavage.
right into. I just had to dig.
All right, you got
live
it.
TV, folks.
Yeah. Kim's like feeling herself up.
I gotta feel myself. When the mood strikes, you never know,
God,
Brad.
that's right.
Middle of a live show.
I'm not saying anything. I'm like, why is Kim feeling herself up?
Just gotta do what I gotta do, Brad. Nova says, hey Brad, good evening. My spouse filed for me in 2017. I got my EAD, which is now expired. I reapplied for an extension in July, got a receipt with the 100-day extension. Do I get another EAD card, or is that same one still my work permit?
Why would she get another one? I don't understand.
Well, because it expired and then she applied for renewal and she got a 180-day extension. Is it still that same one?
It's still that same one with the extension.
Rag says, Brad, can you talk a bit on the 240A and an individual hearing in immigration court?
That's a cancellation or removal. I don't know what your situation is, whether you have a green card or you are here out of status. Either way, you got to really show good moral character and a hardship to your family. I would need to know a lot more to tell you more about what it is.
Lady Leah said, quick question. If your married name is on your advanced parole card, but not in your passport, is that going to be an issue to travel internationally? Now, the married name is hyphenated with the maiden name on the card.
Just travel with the marriage certificate in case there's any questions, but it shouldn't be a problem.
Got it. Rag has a follow-up.
Rag
said, these are my charges when asking about the 240A. I have a 212A, 6E, I.
Oh.
I don't.
212A, 6E5.
6EI.
6E. Oh, the 6EI.
Obviously.
You're now quoting INA. Yeah, I'm smart.
Correct.
I am a smart man. I will be quite frank.
It's true.
But you are quoting inadmissibility statute of the INA. The inadmissibility statute of the INA is like 20 pages long. So I don't know what 212 AI2 may be, but I believe it's drugs. But I can't be certain. But my recollection is it's drugs.
In that case, is that going to be a problem
if it's
for a cancellation?
If it's a possession and he has otherwise eligible, no. But if it's a sale, it's a problem. But don't quote me on it, but I believe that my recollection is it's drugs. But it's like a 20-page statute, so I can't remember every list.
Right, you don't know every sub-statute of every...
I don't.
Wow. Yeah, I don't either. RP Cortez said, my friend works with a made-up Social Security number 12 years ago, so not anymore. Could USCIS still find the I-9 record to marry a U.S. citizen?
All right, so his question is,
yeah,
he lied about who he was.
Yes.
And maybe even claimed he was a U.S. citizen, and now is asking me on a live Facebook show for the entire world to see.
Correct.
Including perhaps USCIS that's watching.
Right, because they would be smart to watch this show.
Correct.
Right.
That if I lie when I get married, that I never claimed false claim to U.S. citizenship, is immigration going to figure it out, Brad?
That is the question.
That's the question. I'm not even going to bother answering that one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
For the millionth time, do not admit to crimes on the internet or anywhere else on this platform.
If you're going to admit to a crime on this show, you better be willing to do the time.
Right.
I mean, that's basically it.
Right. Bad news bears, y'all.
Yeah, because this is not an attorney-client privilege.
Exactly.
There's no attorney-client privilege, and everybody's listening to you. By the way, you know when attorney-client privilege happens?
When is that?
When it is a private one-on-one conversation between you and your attorney. As soon as there is a third party listening that has nothing to do with your case, it could even be your kid, it could be your grandmother, it could be your friend who you came in, that conversation is no longer privileged. And certainly any conversation that we have on Facebook is not privileged.
See, important to know, you guys. Important to know. Michelle on YouTube says, my kids have 2-year green cards and they're expiring soon. And my husband said he's not going to sign for a 10-year. And oh, so it's just kids. We don't know what the relation is. But the mother filed to remove the conditions from her 2-year in March of this year. So could she go ahead and file for them?
All right. So if the kids got the green card within 6 months of the mother, the kids go on the mother's application.
Okay.
If it happened more than 6 months, the kids should do it on their own. As long as the mother gets through, the kids will get through.
Joy is wondering, will a sealed and dismissed case show up on a biometrics review?
It would show up that you were arrested and the case was dismissed.
Nico said, how long does it take to remove conditions on a green card if you file prior to the 90-day window?
18 to 24 months.
Tanisha says, what's the cost to file for each child?
$535 for an I-130 visa petition per child.
Per child. Sokar Omar said, I'm a U.S. citizen and I applied for an I-130 for my wife 2 years ago. And her visa got denied on May 2nd of 2018 for pre-existing health conditions, and it was considered a public charge. I'm working on the case. I just want to know, when does my application get expired since the denial date?
It's denied, but generally the embassy gives you about a year to fix it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm just thinking here, we've answered a lot of questions today.
We have answered a ton of questions today.
I mean, I think maybe 100 questions between calls and social media. Do you think we're at that level yet?
I would say you're getting really close.
I was thinking about it as I answered the questions. Really like, boy, I'm getting...
Because you're also answering them really fast today.
That's right.
You're being quick and efficient about it.
Correct.
So we're like plowing through them. Correct. We're almost completely caught up to today.
It's because I had no coffee today.
You had no coffee?
No coffee today.
Which means that you answer them faster?
Correct.
Well, maybe you should never have coffee.
No, because when I have coffee, I have more fun. So now So now I'm just serious.
Brad,
I'm going to answer the question. That's it.
I was just looking down my own shirt. How much more fun do you need?
That's true. That is very true.
Nadia wants to know, I filed an I-130 for my stepkids in April of this year. How much longer do I have to wait?
How old are your stepkids? Are they under 21? They'll be here probably by next summer.
Isha Bunisha.
Isha Bunisha.
I missed Isha Bunisha Kelly.
I've not heard her name in a long time.
In a long time. That's what I said.
But she shows back up to ask a question.
Right in time to slide in those questions.
Right.
Well, I got you. Isha Bunisha said, I'm asking for a friend. She submitted her I-45 on the 12th of October. They received the biometric on the 19th. They received the biometric fee on the 19th. How much longer until the actual biometric?
What about the calendar guide to USCIS?
Yes, you are, Brad. That's exactly what you...
A couple weeks, don't worry.
Calendar guide?
The calendar guide. Let me see. When would they put,
It's a
couple of weeks. It's a couple of weeks.
See, you had the answer.
Yes.
Julian said, I've got TPS and I work for a company that wants to help me get a green card. Can they help? And if so, how could they?
Do a job sponsorship. Absolutely should help, and you should make an appointment to come see me.
Diane said, how long does it take for a U.S. citizen to file for a spouse who's in Jamaica?
About 15 months. Are we at the end?
Absolutely not. We're never at the end.
We're never at
Brad.
the end. Okay.
We're
let's
never
continue.
at the end. Sorry. Patrona said, my mom filed for my, I'm asking for a friend. Always important.
Yes.
Mom files for daughter and the interview date has already been set. Can she ask someone else to do the affidavit of support for the kids? Dad was never listed on the affidavit.
Absolutely.
Don't have to be dependent on him.
Yeah.
Studio.
I mean, you have to still, mom file for daughter, you still have to give an affidavit to support mom, but if it's not enough, you can get a second affidavit from someone else.
That's not necessarily dad.
It doesn't have to be dad.
Studio House.
Studio House.
Wants to know. That's a whole house asking a question. That's a first. We've never had a whole house asking a
whole
question.
house of people.
An entire house.
Right.
I don't know if it's a people.
And they all have the same question.
Not all one question.
Right, okay.
Says, my friend has a B1B2 and would like to marry his girlfriend who's an American citizen. Does he need to upgrade to a K1 visa, or can he use his B1, B2, adjust that, and not have any problems?
Well, if you're in the United States already on the B1, B2, and you get married more than 90 days, you have no problems, and you adjust your status. If you're in another country and plan on coming over on a B1, B2 with the intention of getting married, that's a misrepresentation. So you just got to be careful on what's going on.
Lex says, I used Medicaid. Is that going to affect my citizenship application?
At the moment, no, but maybe in the future, yes.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Carrie Ann said, hey guys, if I applied for U.S. citizenship, but I'm currently getting WIC for my child, is that going to be a problem?
No, it shouldn't be a problem. All right.
That's all we got.
All right.
Woo!
So I have two people on hold here who've been waiting for a while. Let's go to Kay in Atlanta, Georgia. Kay.
Hello.
Hi, Kay.
Hi. I have a quick question.
Yes.
I recently got married to my husband, who is a permanent resident.
Mm-hmm.
He put in his application for his citizenship in April, so we got married after the fact. So my question, I'm on the phone.
I'm on the phone. Come on.
My question is,
I'm on the phone.
Yeah. Will that in any way affect the application? You know, because I know when he go in to do his interview, they're probably going to ask.
No, you being married to someone out of status doesn't affect you becoming a citizen.
I'm sorry?
Your husband being married to someone out of status does not affect his citizenship.
Okay, and it won't affect me in any way either?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right. Let's go to Chantel in Brooklyn. Chantel.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
I'm just trying to find out. I recently got my green card, but my husband, we did not put my son on the filing because of financial reasons. But he's here right now on his visiting visa. We're trying to find out how can we go about getting him his green card.
How old is
what
he now?
What paperwork do I need to file?
How old is he now?
He's 5.
And how long has he been in the United States?
Pardon?
How long has he been in the United States?
5 months.
Okay. And your husband's a citizen?
Pardon?
Your husband is a U.S. citizen?
Yes, he is.
All right, so you're going to file the adjustment. I-45, I-130, I-864, I-765, just so he's going to get a work permit, obviously not work, but so he gets a social.
He needs to, I need to file for the work permit as well?
You don't have to, but it's nice that he gets a social security number, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. And do I need an affidavit of support for him?
You need it from your husband and somebody else if your husband doesn't make enough.
Okay, could I use the same affidavit that I used for my...
Yeah, you can, but they have to do a new one. You can't just make a photocopy.
And last question, does the 90-day rule apply to him, being that he's a minor?
No, because he's here 5 months already, so he's past 90 days.
Oh, okay.
All right?
All right.
Take
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. So, Kim, where are we at with sharing?
You know what, Brad? The Brad Squad is working hard. I don't know if they're going to quite get there, but they're working hard. We are right now at 352 shares.
352 shares. What are we at with contemporaneous viewing on YouTube?
So right now we're at 64, but I've seen us at 72.
All right. So this is, I said previously.
Yeah.
If we get 2 consultations, if we get to 900 shares, and we had to do both, 120 contemporaneous views on YouTube.
That's right.
I will split it up. YouTube's their own game. Facebook's their own game. You get to 900 shares on Facebook, we'll do 1 consultation. You get to 120 views on YouTube, we'll do a second one.
Oof.
Or if you get to 120 views on YouTube but not Facebook, we'll do 1. Now, how do you share on Facebook? You copy the link and you share it to your WhatsApp, all your contacts, and you share it on an SMS.
Yep.
And that's how you get the views up on YouTube, because you're asking people to watch the show. On Facebook, they count. Facebook supposedly counts, although people may disagree.
Yep.
But Facebook supposedly counts.
Yep.
Supposedly counts that every share, you share it to your groups.
Yep.
And you share it to individual people.
Correct.
And you will get free consultations, and even if you win and you don't need the free consultation, you sell it. Make money on me. I'm all in favor of it.
That's right.
All right? The Carnival cruise ship is only giving away $50 for almost killing everybody on the cruise ship. I'm here giving away $200 consultation just for you to sit on your tuchus and share.
I also, Jeff Bosey,
yeah,
just said, come on, why are we holding it 3 at 52? There isn't a line for the bathroom, so stop holding it and share. That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
All right. So what we're going to do is I had an opportunity to speak to a woman by the name of Alejandra Juarez. She came to America from Mexico 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's married to a United States Marine. She has 2 U.S. citizen children.
Whew.
No criminal record.
None.
And Donald Trump and his ICE people recently deported her. Separated her from her family, separated her from her husband. As a matter of fact, her husband voted for Donald Trump, the dummy.
No.
Okay?
Oh my God.
So her husband voted for Donald Trump in the 2016 election, even after hearing Trump anti-Mexican comments. Thinking those comments didn't really affect his family because he's in the military. Well, wrong. How many people in the military did we find deported, right?
Exactly.
So now Alejandra was deported on August 3rd, 2018. I was not her attorney.
Right.
We just spoke with her for the first time, and she joined me to discuss her battle to return to the United States. Let's watch. Alejandra Juarez was deported to Mexico approximately after living in America for more than 20 years. She's married to a U.S. Marine, has 2 American-born children, and no criminal record. Alejandra joins me today to talk about her situation, how she was deported, and trying to come back to America, but also trying to survive in a country that is basically foreign to her now. She hasn't been there in more than 20 years. And also to discuss being separated from her family. It's a very, very sad situation. Welcome, Alejandra. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Mr. Brad. How are you?
Good, good. So you were deported in early August. You boarded a plane alone.
Mm-hmm.
You left 2 U.S. citizen daughters and a United States citizen husband who was in the Marines behind. Can you possibly describe how you felt?
You know, I think when my dad passed away 36 years ago, I thought that was the worst moment of my life. But that day, as I was arriving to Mexico, I prayed to God to let me die. You know, I kept praying for my airplane to fall off, for something to happen, so that I wouldn't stay in Mexico, because to me it was unthinkable.
Were there any family or friends when you got there to help support you?
I don't have anybody.
You have
here,
nobody
sir.
here. So when you
No,
so when you got off the plane, what did you do?
Forward is an organization that they knew someone here in Merida, an American lady that lives here. So they sent Cindy to wait for me at the airport.
And who is Cindy?
She's an American lady that's retired and she lives here in Merida.
Okay. So you hoped and prayed the plane was going to crash. You were leaving your
Yes.
entire life and family behind to a country you basically don't know.
Correct.
It's 2 months now. How did you mentally survive that you're still talking to us today? I mean, you were really considering suicide.
Well, you know, I have a little one here with me, and she gives me strength. She's very positive, and you know, I have my moments where I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm no longer, you know, suicidal. I'm no longer thinking, okay, I wish I would have died or something, because I know that I have 2 little kids that needs me, you know, and you know, I don't want to cause more pain on them, but I still live with the guiltiness of, you know, I've seen them suffering because
Sure.
of something that I did 22 years ago.
Before they were even born.
That's right.
Right.
Mhm.
So now Estrella, that's your younger daughter, she came to stay with you, and I understand why. She's giving you support, giving you a reason to wake up every morning. Why did your older daughter, Pamela, stay back in Florida? And why is your husband and their dad also in Florida still?
Well, you know, Mexico is a beautiful place, but you know, it's hard to earn a living in here. The salaries are really bad. My husband has been the main provider of my family for, you know, over almost 18 years. You know, he doesn't want to move to Mexico because you know, he says that he doesn't want my kids to financially struggle. I mean, they're already struggling with all this that's going on. And then on top of that, financially struggle. And we have a house over there too. So, you know, we keep hoping that one day I can, you know, come back and you know, we all can be together in our house.
What is it about the violence that I understand you don't want anyone to know what city or town you are actually living in Mexico?
When I arrive, I have a lot of media waiting for me here in Mexico, Mexican media. So everybody knows that my husband voted for Donald Trump. And here they hate Donald Trump.
Right.
For obvious reasons. I'm afraid that some narco drug dealer or just any ordinary person that hates Donald Trump might want to take, you know, repercussions because he voted for Donald Trump and want to harm, you know, my husband.
What made your husband vote for Donald Trump?
He's a military guy, and you know, majority of military people are Republicans.
Right.
You know, when Donald Trump was running for president and he started, you know, doing his campaign and all that stuff, I told my husband, I'm like, you know, you're a Republican, but you're not going to vote for this guy, right? Because look how he's talking. And my husband said, oh, no, you know, he doesn't really mean it. And you know what? I told him, I said, well, he said he's going to deport bad hombres.
He actually means it. Your husband's also Mexican-American, I understand. I'm literally flabbergasted to hear that a Mexican-American would vote for Donald Trump. On his first day of campaigning, he said, we have to throw all the Mexicans out of here because they're all rapists. And I can't imagine, I'm Jewish, I can't imagine if Donald Trump on his first sentence on his campaign said, throw all the Jews out of America, they're all rapists, that I would want to vote for him.
We have had a lot of marital problems because of that. I asked him many times. You know, he doesn't give me a straight answer.
Is he sorry now that he lost his wife?
I mean, I know he's in a lot of pain right now.
Right.
I can see it. He's devastated by all this, but he thinks that he's going to improve the economy and he has improved the economy. And I told him, I said, just because you might make $2 more an hour, I mean, your wife, I'm not there.
He lost his family. And it is directly as a result of the policies of Donald Trump. Because in the past, all the past presidents, if you honorably served in the military, they weren't going to deport a wife who didn't have a criminal record of somebody who honorably served in the military. Even if that wife broke the law, which you did, and we'll get into it in a minute. But they don't do that. And Donald Trump does.
You're absolutely right. And I'm not the only one. Here where I am, there's a lot of people like me, military wife, military husbands being deported.
So how old were you when you decided to leave Mexico to come to the United States of America?
I was barely 18.
What was the struggle in Mexico? You're 18 years old. I assume you were in school or you never went to school?
My father passed away when I was 6 years old. So my mom was left with 6 kids to take care of. So when I finished middle school, my mom said, I can no longer afford you to go to school, even if it was a public school. So pretty much I had all these dreams and nobody to help me because my mom said, I can afford you transportation to go to high school. So I started working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, trying to save money so that I could go to high school just to pay for my transportation. And I was not able to because on top of that, I had to help my mom to pay the bills.
You were desperate to leave?
Yes, sir. There was no future for me. And there was, where I'm from in Mexico City, it's full of violence and kidnappers and they rob you. And if you're a teenager, it's just horrible. I mean, I'm here in Mexico, but I haven't seen my mom because I'm afraid to go there.
So I guess you saved enough money to figure out who to pay to get you across the border. How did that all work out?
So I couldn't save for that because that's very expensive. So my family member, he pretty much paid for the whole thing.
And tell me about the experience. I guess it's called the coyote who runs you across the border. Can you describe what happened when you met the coyote? How did he get you across the border from Mexico?
That's how my ordeal started because there was two American guys, Caucasian guys. They live in the border and they say, well, we can cross you really easy. Since you don't know how to swim and you don't want to go through the desert, we have the perfect way to take you over there, which is just pretty much all you have to say is that you were born in the U.S., that you don't speak Spanish because your parents brought you when you were a baby, which is very typical for immigrants. And I was like, okay, I mean, are you sure I'm going to be able to just,
So they told you, we're going to walk you right up to the border, say you were born in the United States and brought back to Mexico when you were a baby.
Correct.
And what proof did they give you for that story? Nothing, just your own statement.
Because before it was very easy, according to them, to just cross the border.
And what year was this? This was 98?
Yes.
Right. So what happened when you got there and you said this?
Well, when I got there, I was really nervous because my mom, she taught me not to lie. So I was really nervous and I was like, oh my God, this is wrong. So I guess the guy read me and he was like, okay, she's very nervous. He actually asked me for any documents and I said, well, no, I don't have anything and this is a lie and I'm sorry.
So as soon as you said it, you took it back. So I don't even know if legally that's even a false claim to U.S. citizenship because if you say it and take it back right away, I believe there is case law to say that's not even a false claim to U.S. citizenship. So, okay.
They put me on a room and they further interviewed me. They wanted to get the names of the people that crossed me over, that were trying to cross me over.
Right.
So to be honest with you, I didn't know their names because, I don't know these guys. This is why my ordeal started. They gave me a bunch of papers and they say, okay, sign these papers, these documents. And I say, okay, these documents are in English, and I don't speak English, so could you have someone translate them? And the guy was with a broken Spanish. He says, well, either you sign these now, because I don't have time to waste it translating for you. So he was like, just sign and leave. And I said, okay, but I need it. What is this? And he's like, that's something that says that you're leaving. So I thought, okay, I just sign whatever he gives me.
That happens a lot. Unfortunately, that's a violation of your rights. And certainly that happens a lot. You should understand what's going on. And certainly you're not the first person to tell me the officer said, here, sign this and you can leave. Other than that, you're not leaving, basically.
Yeah, so I did sign those papers that I never know why they were, to be honest with you.
It was basically that you were admitting to probably, I don't have your file in front of me, but my guess is that you're admitting to making a false claim to U.S. citizenship and that they were deporting you. That's probably what happened. So you're back in Mexico. What happens next?
Well, then I was in the border, and the border is really dangerous, especially when you're a teenager by yourself. So my family member suggested, why don't you try to go back? So I did. After 2 or 3 days, we find another coyote there that brought me there.
And he brought you across the border.
Yes, and I never got caught or anything.
So you had actually two issues. One issue is that potentially a false claim to U.S. citizenship, and the second issue of re-entering the United States within 5 years of a self-deportation at the border. But you made it into America, but almost impossible with those facts to become legal. But you're in America now. So how did you meet your husband?
Well, it was 2000. We both were working out at the gym, so we met there. He was in the reserves. So we started dating for a year, and then we got married in 2001.
How was life going? You had 2 children. Your husband started a business. How was it here in Florida, especially living out of status and living as a person who had re-entered the United States after prior deportation?
I mean, I didn't know that I had a deportation because, like I say, I didn't know what I signed in 1998. Life was okay, sir, because before 9/11, it wasn't as hard to move around if you don't have documents. I was able to get a job. I did have a driver's license.
How did you get a driver's license?
Because all you needed back there before 9/11 was to have a Mexican passport.
That was it, and they would give it to you.
Yes.
So you were able to get along, but you didn't have a social.
Yeah, I didn't have a social no till 2013.
And how did you get a social in 2013?
Well, that's when the police stopped me because I was driving, and they say that I look suspicious, which means I look Mexican.
Yeah, I don't understand what suspicious looks like, but okay.
Well, in the county that I live in Florida, it's
it was a white, right?
So it's a lot of Donald Trump supporters. So they stopped me, and I asked them why they stopped me. They never actually the judge dropped that ticket because it wasn't just
because it was an illegal stop.
Correct.
Right.
So I was taken to jail for like a few hours, 5 or 6. They noticed that I didn't have a criminal record, and they pretty much just let me go. And then ICE came to my house like 10 days after, and they say that I had a deportation.
Right.
I was like, no, I didn't. I'm like, what is that? Thanks to President Obama, they put me on something called order of supervision.
Right. She had to check in every 6 months or a year, but they weren't doing anything with you.
Actually, it was better because
you got a work permit and a social, right? You got a work permit and social.
So I was very happy. Yes.
Right. And you had no idea that you were going to get deported. You thought actually life was okay.
No, neither my husband or I, because that's why he voted for Donald Trump. If he knew that he was going to deport people like me, I can assure you he wouldn't vote for him. Because he says, Alejandra, every time we go to your check-ins, your deportation officer says, Miss Alejandra, don't worry, you don't have criminal record, you're not a priority, you're not a criminal, so you're fine. After Mr. Trump won, and then my deportation officer, he was a very nice guy. He says, Alejandra, things have changed. Now we have a new president, and you might have to go. And I was like, are you serious? I mean, I'm like, I don't have a criminal record. I've been compiling with everything you said. I mean, why?
You have two U.S. citizen children. You have a U.S. citizen spouse who served honorably in the military.
Yes, and he was very sorry. ICE has been really good to me. I have to say it prior to this. They treat me with respect till the end. So he pretty much said, well, try to do something. He said, why don't you try to get a private bill? And I was told it's nearly impossible to get a private bill. So
that is
guess
true.
What I did get a private bill. I came back with my private bill and say, here you go. He looked at me and he was like, oh my God, this lady actually did what I told her.
Right.
So he told me to go back 10 days after, and he's like, this is not good anymore.
But if you got a private bill, what a private bill is that a congressman stands up and he makes a law and he says Alejandra should get a green card. And it gets voted on by all of Congress, and the president has to sign it. So when you say you had a private bill, you may have had a private bill, but it never actually passed into being a law.
So, yeah, there is a bill, but it hasn't been signed.
It hasn't been passed, correct.
Correct, because they didn't give me time.
Have you spoken to your congressman about this bill? Does he know that you're deported, or she?
Oh yes, my congressman was at the airport when I was.
And what does he say he's going to do, if anything?
Well, Mr. Darren Soto, that's my congressman. He said he's going to do whatever is in his power to fight for me to bring me back.
So you stayed at home when you were back in the United States. You were a stay-at-home mom?
My husband has a business, so I was helping him with his business too.
Okay, you're with your younger daughter. Why is your older daughter with your husband?
I asked her many times. She doesn't want to leave her dad by himself. She says it'll be too depressive for him to be by himself. And also, she doesn't speak Spanish, neither the little one. And she's, she's a teenager. She thinks people are going to make fun of her because she doesn't speak Spanish and she looks Mexican.
From the time that ICE said you're leaving the country, did they put you on a plane? Did they hold you in detention? Take me through that process.
They never hold me in detention, but they never put me the ankle bracelet as well. That's something that I appreciate. They pretty much told me you have two options: either leave by yourself, we're gonna give you a date that you have to depart, or we're gonna,
arrest you. And you had to meet somebody from ICE there to confirm that you were leaving the country.
Correct.
I understand your husband, he's not doing well with all of this, is that correct?
No, he's not doing well.
And you're not doing well. How are the kids holding up?
I mean, my oldest daughter, out of the four of us, she's the one that's having the hard time. I'm looking for a therapist that she can go to because she's really having a hard time being.
So I understand your husband wrote a letter to Donald Trump. Did he ever get a response?
He wrote it to him. He wrote it to DeSantis, the congressman that's running for governor. He never got an answer.
Before we get to your blog, what is your biggest hope? Try to come back to the United States of America.
Every day, I'm still waiting for the phone call that says, guess what? Your miracle came, you can go back. Every day I pray to God and I'm like, God, today is going to be the day that I'm going to hear from someone saying, you're welcome.
Yeah, the reason, and for those out there who are wondering, why can't your husband just re-sponsor you now? Because you were ordered deported, and then you re-enter the United States after a prior deportation, and that there's no waiver for that, and you can't be filed that way. So the only way is by a private bill that passes into a law. And by the way, Donald Trump has to sign it.
Yes.
You started a blog, Finding Hope After Deportation, and you're one of the communications aide for an organization called American Families United, advocating the return of due process rights back into the immigration system, which it desperately needs. Does it help to work on something that's going to enlighten people about how devastating the plight of people who are deported without any criminal record being separated from their families? Does it give you any sort of solace in what happened, or not really?
No, really. No.
How do you feel about your husband? He fought for this country. He put his life on the line. He could have been killed for the United States of America. And for him to come back and the United States of America to say, you have no right to live with the woman you love, the mother of your children, we're going to destroy your family.
I call it the biggest slap on the face, okay? Because he fought for that country 3 times, sir. And look what they did to him. I feel sorry for him more than I feel sorry for myself. Because every time that I have to say bye to him when he comes to see me, he's a strong man. I never see him cry except when my oldest daughter was born. And he cries, he cries because he misses his little one and, he misses me. And, I look at him last night when we were talking and he looks very, he looks older. He looks deteriorated. It's the biggest betray, honestly. I know I did something wrong, and I'm not trying to justify in any shape or form, but, I don't have a criminal record, sir, and I try to be the best.
The punishment doesn't fit the crime.
You got it, yes. So, the question that I ask myself every day, is the United States safest because a stay-at-home mom that helped her husband build a business over there and pay taxes? Is it safest because I'm not there?
No, it's less safe. It would be more safe if you were in America, because there would be a family that is together, that doesn't have any sort of trauma and psychological and emotional issues. It would be a safer United States of America. By deporting you, they have made everybody in America a little less safe.
I actually have some friends that were Republicans. They tell me, you know what, I'm no longer Republican, I'm no longer Donald Trump supporter because I know you as a person. How could they separate this family?
What happens is it's very easy to say, in the abstract, deport the aliens. They're the cause of my problems. The people who are most adamant about deporting people have never really had a relationship with somebody from another country. There is nothing a lawyer can do unless the law changes. It is a political situation now, not a legal situation. It's a political situation in the sense that Congress has to pass a bill to allow Alejandra to come back to America, or she will be in Mexico for life, or certainly for 20 years. So you've asked for some financial assistance. It's on a fundraising site called Patreon, where professionals get donations to work towards their goals. And you've asked for help with rent and financial assistance to go to law school. What is it that you wish to accomplish by going to law school?
You know, I want to help people. If I can avoid someone going through the pain that I'm going through, which is tremendous, you know, I want to do that.
You deserve to come back. I hope that Congress passes a law. I hope this doesn't happen to other people. I could understand wanting to deport a person who killed somebody or a rapist, absolutely. But I certainly want to be a neighbor with a loving mother who raises two beautiful children.
I know God is still in control. I'm a very religious person, but I'm still hoping that I can go back because my family needs me. My family needs to be together because my kids are becoming broke. I was a broken child, and that's what I made so many bad choices. And I don't want my kids to be broken.
Hopefully we can check on you and see how you're doing and how the political process is doing. Alejandra Juarez, I wish you the best of luck to you, your daughters, your husband, and we all pray for your safe return.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for
coming on. All right, so we'll see what happens with Alejandra. And she's going to have a hard time coming back.
She is.
Yeah. She's going to have a hard time coming back. So hopefully, somebody in Congress, a senator, congressman, somebody sees that what happened was wrong.
Absolutely. And I think the point she made about a bunch of people were Republicans, but then they saw what happened to me, and now they're not Republicans anymore. And
exactly. Well, I always said.
Yes, you do.
I have always said that anyone who's anti-immigrants always is kick them all out. We don't want them, except these three people who I like very much because I know them.
Right.
So when you get to know people, all of a sudden you'll say, oh, they're not so bad.
Exactly.
We'll see what happens with her. It's just it's just a sad thing, and I stand by my statement. America is less safe with her out of the country.
Absolutely.
It is safer with her in the country.
Absolutely.
Because we want mothers to live with their children and their husband.
Absolutely.
That's what makes a safe America.
Absolutely.
All right. Comments of the day.
Comments of the day. Brad, we had a brand new watcher today on YouTube. Her name was Pauline Stephanie Lama, and she just discovered Brad Show Live. And do you know what her first impression was?
What?
Oh my God, I love this show, Brad. You are the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's right, Pauline. First impressions.
Thank you.
Our second was a conversation that was happening between one of our Brad squatters, Maggie's Gospel Castillo, and who is Denisha, who was saying that she didn't have any friends to share it to, which we called out. Exactly. Come on. But Afzal was like, you don't need friends when you have the Brad.
That's right. That is very true.
And then finally, we've got Reginald Amata, who is going to close us out with the best of the best. Please, let's go out and vote tomorrow. Please, our future and our children's future depends on it.
Couldn't say it any better.
No.
Anybody who can vote should exercise their right to vote tomorrow. It is a vital, important election that's going to make or break America for decades to come. I'm not telling you who to vote for.
No.
You vote your conscience. But you vote. It is vitally important. Vitally important these days. Vote. You're an American. Vote. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?